All right, we are live, just waiting. How's everybody doing today? We got 3 people up on the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. We're live. How's everybody doing? Looking at the Dow futures, they're down 124 points today. Just something to look at, something to think about. SPXU, which I said to get into at 23. I said 2 days ago, Monday afternoon, I said this is a good time. It has hidden bullish divergence, has a MACD cross coming, had all the indications that it was going to make a bounce. And let's just see how much you would be up if you took my call at $23. You're up 18% in 2 days. It's not bad. Not bad at all, guys. So just something to think about. Okay. And as we can see, I think it's going to open up another 2% up, which means the Dow will be down. Yes. I mean, no. I mean, I don't know, right? Let's check the deaths. There's 5,072 deaths last night. Whoa. Slamming up there. 5,159. So about 70 people died last night in the middle of the night. We were streaming until 12, so it's in 8 hours. All right. I wonder who these people are that come on the stream and then disappear. It's like they hit it and then they're just like, oh, okay. I'm done. I'm done with that. I don't want to know the news. Don't tell me what's happening. But I said 21,008, right? Let's get back to the daily on this puppy. But 21.8 was the line in the sand here. You can see it. 21,600, 21,800. See this line right here. Gotta move it. So we really needed to break this line of resistance. Why? Because here we had bounced off of it. Here it had been previous support. A little bit of resistance there. In the Dow's lifetime, it has kind of hung out around this line. So when you see that, you know it's a main point. Right now, the Dow's losing ground as jobless claims hit another record. So that's not good, right? So we'll be opening in 4 minutes. Early gains in the U.S. stock index futures sparked by a rise in oil prices diminished as investors reacted to news that a record 6.6 million people filed initial claims for unemployment benefits last week. About half an hour after the numbers were released, the Dow Jones was up 0.4% compared with 1.8% immediately before, while the S&P gained 0.5% and the NASDAQ. The futures oil were higher, with West Texas Intermediate up about 9%, a gain that followed remarks by President Trump suggesting that Saudi and Russia can end their market share war. I have confidence in both. They'll be able to work it out. He had confidence in a lot of other things, too. Just saying, that didn't really pan out. Dow falls 974 points in worst ever start to a quarter. Big banks get temporary reprieve. Coronavirus is a war on multiple fronts for care workers. Yeah, it is. The gains for oil also come as Bloomberg News reported China would be buying oil to fill their reserves. For what? For what? Whiting Petroleum is the first big-name oil producer filed for bankruptcy. Denver-based oil producer Whiting Petroleum filed for bankruptcy on Wednesday, making it the first substantial public company to do so amid a stunning decline in oil prices. Shares of Whiting had traded over $150 as recently as 2015, but fell below $1 in the past few weeks as the company's debt troubles drove many investors away. Its stocks closed at 67 cents on Tuesday. It will likely take months or longer until widely available drugs or vaccines can make COVID-19 a less deadly threat. But in a note on Wednesday, Citi analyst groups argued that blood testing could offer a return to normalcy. Serology tests use a blood sample to look for evidence that a person has already been exposed to the virus that causes COVID-19. People with positive serology tests could be immune to further COVID-19 infections, though the science on how immune they would be. Real estate stocks are getting hammered because no one knows who can pay the rent. April 1st has arrived, and with the big question for real estate investors, who will be able to make rent or mortgage payments this month? That matters for investors in real estate investment trusts, publicly traded vehicles that distribute most of their cash as dividends. The S&P 500 real estate sector has dropped 8.8% on Wednesday, far worse than the S&P 500's decline. Bank stocks are dropping as worries build over dividends. First day of the new quarter, bank stocks are taking a beating. Right? I'm a low-wage worker. I'm not sacrificing myself for the stock market. As a server at a busy restaurant, I come in contact with dozens of customers in an average shift. I handle hundreds of dirty plates, glasses, utensils with my bare hands, all of which have been touched by customers' mouth. Contracting COVID could be easy as taking the wrong person's fork back to the dish room. The restaurant itself, an Irish pub, was closed the day before St. Patrick's Day due to an emergency declaration from the state. I was effectively laid off at the end of my shift that night. Since then, I've been self-quarantining waiting out the pandemic and waiting for help that has yet to arrive, either from the state unemployment office or from the federal government. My only source of income now is writing, which I can thankfully do as long as I keep paying my internet bill. For anyone who thinks I should go back to work, I ask, is potentially affecting me and the loved ones I might pass worth perking up the S&P 500? Just things to think about. So the Dow opens down 165 points. Let's check on gold. Back up to 1606. So gold made a huge spike. It was down to 1575. Made a huge bounce up. Yesterday would have been a nice time to just gobble up a little bar of gold. Price was a little better than normal. Now it's probably back over 1760 or something like that. Let's just see what a bar of gold is from my trusted gold buyer, gold seller, goldsilver.com. Yesterday the price was a little better, 1706. I'll take that. That's not bad. See, I'll take $100 over spot. Not $200 over spot. It was insane. But if you want to buy a gold eagle, which one of the most trusted coins in the world, you will pay about 193 over spot. Sitting at 1606, and you're gonna go pay 1793. You're gonna pay $180 over spot easily. Wow, so the Dow bounced back after that $100 point loss just like immediately. Look at the 15-minute chart. We're gonna see that we opened up right here. Boom, we came back down to this 21. But honestly, if we can't break above 21.65 right here, also we're gonna have some trouble moving through these moving averages now that they're above us. They will become also resistance. So first thing we got to break through is this 21-day moving average on the Dow. Yeah. Now Bitcoin, very interesting. Had a very interesting night. Had highs of 67. Right, it keeps hitting this place right here, this place of resistance. We put a bar here. Likes to hit this, come back, almost hit it, wick through, but it just can't break through. This is a bit of a bull flag forming now, in my opinion, though. I was bearish on Bitcoin. I thought we would go down to 4,800, but we're at the bottom of a trend line inside of a bull flag. If we take the length of the pole here, we shrink down what this will look like. Gives us a target up here at 7,170. Gains abound, 7% gains. Not too bad, right? I don't know, but you have to put a lot of money to get those gains. We will break through this old resistance point here, 6,800. So this could be coming. Something to look at. What indicators do I see? Do I see any? I do see hidden bearish divergence. This is a good sign, folks. We take our low here. Take our low right here, and we drag it to this low here, which is a higher low. But if we take the same low, even if we took this low right there, yeah, that is the low. If we take this low and we drag it down here, we have what's called hidden bullish divergence. Right here on the 15-minute chart, and see if we have it on the 4-hour as well. It's a little stronger. Can't see yet. On the 15-minute, it says we're going to make a pop, but that's a very small scalp. But it still says it's going to happen. So it means we're going to go up at least to the top of the trend line, back to 6,800. All right, let's see what they're saying here in this outlining Bitcoin's possible short-term movements. The Bitcoin price is trading in a short-term range between 65 and 66.85. The price is trading in a long-term range between 5.8 and 6,600, having swept the highs. Bitcoin is following a long-term ascending support line. On April 1st, Bitcoin price initiated a rapid upward movement. The price increased by 9% in a little more than 4 hours, reaching a high of 6,744. It had decreased slightly since, creating the short-term range that is currently trading it. After failing to move the newly created resistance line, the price has decreased towards support. Well-known trader George One Trader outlined Bitcoin's chart showing a Bitcoin price movement that suggests the price will go higher towards the resistance at 6,800. Prior to doing so, he believes the sweep of the lows near 65 is in the cards. Yeah, it's like, so we kind of already, he thinks we're going to sweep low, sweep high. something like that. Preferring longs up here. Sweep of the lows. Let me pop out the chat. See what's going on. What's up, Crypto Don Juan? How you guys feeling? Just waiting for the coronavirus to get worse. Crypto rising up is just temporary. It's going to go up after the virus gets tamed. Just stay alive. Yeah, no, I believe that too. If you have any money to play with, betting the crazy swings can be profitable. If you're just holding, I say hold. Yeah, I'm with you on that. The volatility is there though to make some money, right? It's like, oof. You just don't want to get caught in a trade and have to hold. Like that's what I've been there before. Don't want to do it. I'm being very selective with my trading recently. We're still in this SPXU short. That's basically the move right now. Holding down. But wow, we just took a bang. As the Dow just popped up, we just popped down. Wow, like look, I turned my head 15 minutes, red candle. It's all right, resets the RSI. We're getting oversold a little bit. The 4 hour though, I still have this hidden bullish divergence and a MACD cross coming, so I'm not worried. I think this is going back to 40 for sure. Now JNUG up another 7% today at 450. Holding this range. I'm playing the game that it's gonna eventually come out of this oversold region and come up pretty hard. So that's what I'm looking at here. The Dow Jones just barely holding this 91, 70 point gain. Good morning, Muser. How you feeling, my friend? Sorry to throw you out there yesterday in the other video. I hope you weren't pissed. I thought about it after the fact because I did it on a whim, and I was like, maybe he wasn't happy about that, but I don't think people put two and two together anyway. If like you know what I'm saying, as far as anonymity. Word. I love you, man. I just love you, man. I want to see your face. Haven't seen you too many. I don't see anyone's face anymore. It's starting to make me a little crazy. 6666. Bitcoin loves to hang out at 6666. It's like, yeah, the devil number. Word. So we do see a bull flag. Let's get off of the Gus funds and get into what I see happening for XRP. Sitting my favorite XRP guys here. Better do him some justice. So still holding this range. Really consolidating here on this line. I think the best, you're lucky if you'll get it down back at 16 again. I feel like that's kind of the new bottom for XRP. If we look at it on the daily, what do we see here on the MACD? All right, we're basically kind of done with the upswing, though. It looks like we will come back to this trend line. So I think testing this 21-day moving average and 16, also in my buy zone still, I think we're going to get back to 16.6 at the very least, and I think that's like the last nibble for XRP to take. Honestly, I think it's basically bottomed. I don't think you're going to see it go down anymore. I think that was the last gobble up. That 11-10 cent, that was insane. 9.6, it looked like it went all the way to. Or 10. The low is 10.170. Amazing. It's already up 70%, right, from that low. Amazing. Look at that, 70%. So, hey, but something to think about is to gobble up at that XRPP. It can only really go up from here. It's on the bottom of the trend line. There's a 68% chance of a break to the upside. I have 269% gains coming to 47 cents. So even that alone would be a nice play, and you could forget about it. I mean, I'm holding it longer than that, but that would just be a nice play. We were oversold on the RSI, only 1, 2, 3, 4 times if you want to even push it since 2018. So that was the buy of the century, man, right there. If anyone got that, God bless them. I got in there a little bit live. I got in there somewhere into that buy zone. I think somewhere in like 18, 19 cents. Might even been cheaper than that. I'd have to check it out. But I did it live. I bought it live. I was like, you know what? Oh God, it was $500 worth, but I added to my war chest. So WRX just keeps going, man. This thing just doesn't want to stop. It looks now I have like some way of a complex head and shoulders. I really don't know. My issue is I couldn't understand how to play it because I didn't even know what I didn't know what pattern it was in anymore. These crazy Bitcoin moves and these tanks, right? I guess I could have drawn something like this. A wedge, but it's like out of its own wedge. I don't know, man. Sometimes you just have to say no. Like that can't be in the cards. This drop down here because it was like, oop, bounce back up. I guess you could say it was kind of flagging, but it was a bear flag, kind of pounced back up. No way of telling exactly. If you go to the 4 hour, I just wanted to get in on this and I didn't. So I'm wondering, like, how did I miss it? What do I have to do next time? You know, could have drawn maybe a huge trend line here and an uptrend line there, something like this. But it was honestly really hard to identify, in my opinion, what was going to happen with this. It is the exchange token, though. So when I do see an exchange token, it makes me think, hey, you know, put on your radar, like BNB, stuff like that. Really looking at XTZ, this is in a similar zone as that last one, and it's coming up. Kind of already had a MACD cross coming, but now it's got a little dip and a bigger MACD cross coming. I did say to get in at 120, still holding that position, so it's like, what do you do now? Where do you stop loss it? You know, 145 stop loss would be the idea, like right here, 142. And honestly, I would wait for it to come back down to this trend line to get in at 151 if possible. Otherwise, I would wait for a big move and a retrace of that move and then get back in again. There's something to think about with that. XLM, Stellar, looking very similar. So a lot of them kind of took the tank and then consolidated pretty hard. Almost looks like they're all ready to kind of go on some type of explosion, right? I don't know if we're going to get that one last drop, Muser. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Let's see what's going on here. Drop, drop, up, drop, up. You know what? I mean, if you were just to play the look of this, it's in a good spot. You're buying the bottom of the trend line. See what kind of gains you can get out of this puppy. If you buy right here, 36% gains coming if we break out of this. And see, we have this resistance here, which we'll probably hit. So you could take maybe 60% off the table here at 26. Let the other 40% ride with a tighter stop loss. See if you can get some moves out of it. So XLM, something I'm looking at. Look ahead. It's complex head and shoulders. It broke down. They also basically did what they're supposed to do. In the grand scheme, it's in a falling wedge, a really big one. So we'll see with that. This U network is something always on my radar. Look, they're all in the same pattern. The drop and then the consolidation. It almost doesn't matter what you're looking at. This one just more of an uptick. But now even if we look at this on the 4 hour, we just were to kind of focus on this area here. This is Monero, by the way. My old love. It's like my secret lover, Monero. Monero, come back to me, baby. Don't leave me. Don't leave me, Monero. I know. But this is kind of in a triangle as well. It's getting really tight. Tight triangles either bust down or bust up. Monero up above its moving averages. This is moving averages crossing as well. We have a MACD cross moving up. Monero 49. Something to think about. It's more of a safer trade too than normal. And what I mean is Monero is volatile, but not as volatile. 22% gains coming from Monero. Do have to watch out for this point here of resistance. As you can see, we hit it hard, pretty hard there. Very similar idea. Get in, get out. You know, in at 49, out at 56. Just something to think about with Monero. All right. VeChain, something I always look up. They're all in the same pattern. Like you can't make this stuff up. They're all in this like rising wedge kind of triangle thing here. Right? This one a bit more open if we use that tip top. But bottom of the triangle, even if we get basically back up to the top of the wedge, which has happened, you're looking at 35% gain. So like bounce up, down, bounce up, down, bounce up, down on the way back up. Interesting, right? Let's curtail that to the actual place. 26% gains for VeChain. Interesting to see on the daily. What do we have? MACD cross already occurred. Green up. I really like to buy here. Kind of, it's like my point of interest. It's buying the pink. The pink. Get into that pink, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Atom 198. Now, Atom, I said, had gains coming of 47%. Just looking at it here on the 4 hour, it is slightly breaking out. We'll come and retest this trend line, very possible at 192. That would kind of be the time. We did have a MACD cross with a tiny dip and another MACD cross come again. Would have been the time to kind of gobble it up there at 189. It came back into my green buy zone. The little dip down into 188. I was saying if you can get it anywhere between 186 and 192, something like that was my buy zone for this on the bottom of the trend line. So that was basically the time to get it yesterday or even last night. Looks like on April 1st at like 12 at night, right before the guards had changed. So up barely a little bit. Let's see what my big gainers are. So the U network up 14%. Interesting that I bring that up, Not many people talk about the U network. Cody's been on the radar of a lot of people recently. Has a lot of movement. It's got a rounded bottom here. Higher low. Beginning of a new trend line possibly. As you can see, I kind of feel like it bottomed here. Nice little bottom package. So yeah. Yeah. Bitcoin price rises 6,800 against a falling stock market. A bull trap. Collapsing petrodollar and oil prices could find relief in digital currency counterparts. The price of oil continues to tumble lower, with crude oil briefly trading for under $20 per barrel this week. Yeah. Bitcoin breaks out resistance is 8,000 just around the corner. Bitcoin breaks out above resistance is $8,000 just around the corner. Last night, Bitcoin price broke out from the possible symmetric triangle. It has been trading since March 20th. The breakout transpired after the price completed A, B, C, D, E correction. If that's what you do, right? Even though the E wave failed to touch the ascending support line of the triangle, in addition, volume was significant, the highest on a bullish candle since March 23rd. Ascending support, a look at the longer chart reveals that the price has been following a longer term ascending support line since reaching a bottom on March 13th. On March 30th, the price validated for the fourth time and created a bullish engulfing candlestick. As for the resistance, the price could either be following a horizontal or a descending line. Now, I just recently got out of Bitcoin at 6,500, and I've been waiting like days to find out where and how to get in. I feel like those dips were 61, and I was just kind of like, nah. They just didn't get me 100%. I wasn't like full blown. I want it, right? We'll see though. Please hit the like button if you can. Help me get more views. I didn't do my hair this morning. That's why I have the hat on. 5,159 tests. Let's see what happens when we refresh. Because this thing seems to move like instantly. Good morning to all you guys. I do this really before I do anything else. I don't even have my tea in the morning. I just get into the markets. Get in. Now, one thing I will show you, if you get a bar of gold right now, it looks like you will have to wait. Like, look, continue to cart. I go to the cart. Delays up to 3 to 5 weeks. Oh, no. So now it's not as bad. Before it was saying up to June. Now it's just 3 to 5 weeks, so that's cool. I believe I'm going to purchase another ounce of gold. Why not? Snatch it up if you can. Before they ban it or like try to take it away. Never know, right? So no deaths more right now while we stream. But 216,000 people in the United States alone. 5,000 deaths already. 2.4% fatality rate. That's the flu has 0.01. So just to give you put it in perspective for you guys, right? Just want to plug someone right now. Crypto Revolution helps me a lot. Showed me a lot about trading. Probably without him, I wouldn't be doing these videos. So he definitely helped me out a lot. And yeah, Let me just show you who he is. Crypto Revolution. He just works hard. I figure I plug him right now. Massive reversal, Bitcoin pumps. This was his recent video.
Manipulation, you get just noise. You can't really decipher what's going on, so it's important to zoom out, take a step back. 4-hour chart, a lot cleaner looking. Now, again, rising wedge broke to the downside. The measured move is 5,000. Now, if the bulls can put in a higher high above 68.50 and then break back into this rising wedge, it will essentially invalidate this idea. This is not Chris picked out 5,000 as a measured move. This is, hey, just the rules of TA, okay? Bulls need to hold 6,000, and they have so far. I've got a cryptocurrency trading group. I've got
people who are downplaying this virus. Not a smart idea, man. I mean, again, with the last night, the guy talking off IG, it's cool and interesting, but like we have people who, like my wife's grandmother is in an old age home where there's more and more cases. You know, I'm very close to having her tell me that her grandma has it, and then you know what's next to come. So, and I'm already bracing myself to watch my wife cry for hours and hours and days, and not even be able to go to a funeral, not be able to hold her hand one last time. Just you can only imagine the pain. And my wife was raised by her grandma. Her mom left when she was really young, so a lot of people have a close connection to their grandma and it hurts anyway. But imagine like your grandma being your mother. She shared a room with her for 30 years. It's going to be devastating to me and my family. So I love KG2254, and I love his research and everything he was saying. But like I'm on the verge of losing a family member in my immediate family in the next week or two. So to me, it's a little realer. It's real. Like it's actually touching me in my life. Muser, you said you knew some people who had it, right? I read the article in the Vineyard Gazette about 2 women that said they had it and they weren't tested, and they said that so many more people have it on the island than you realize. It's just something to be really weary about. I'm really worried for my mom and dad. It just stresses me out a little bit. It's hard not to think of what's really going on. Every day we wake up, we're worried about our money. We're worried about all these different things. But you know what? Like the health and the care of our family is really kind of like what sits with me. But yeah, I love Bitcoin, Crypto Revolution. Check them out. Give them a like right now. But yeah, man.
Let's, buy. See this. This is a clear double top. That's, the price action's respected and has moved to the downside. Technical analysis works in all markets. You'll see here's a double top chart pattern. Looks exactly like it. Top 1, top 2.
Yep.
In order to basically not sustain a bunch of losses in this type of situation. So a lot of these chart patterns, like I was talking to you about, like they're available on the internet. This is a gentleman in my trading group, and you can see he printed out. So I have a PDF in the trading group that has all these chart patterns, and there's not that many of them.
Your good friends in Atlanta, parents both have it. Yeah, 12 people now, but they really aren't testing, so probably much more. Yeah, our good friends' parents in Atlanta both have it too. Sorry to hear that, man. God bless them. I hope they make it through.
Bitcoin dominance drops, breaks to the downside out of this rising wedge. The altcoins are going to perform a lot better, right? This has happened previously. We had a little altcoin season, and these altcoins take off. Now, what I posted was the price action is at the support level and the lower Bollinger Band. So you possible bounce here. We also had bullish divergence, and the RSI was approaching oversold. And guess what happened shortly after? Boom. Bounce. Bitcoin dominance took off, and that's correlated clearly with this bounce for Bitcoin. Just know there's a lot of things in this market, a lot of little things that if you knew and you paid attention to, you would be a lot more successful in this market. And these are things that have taken me years to kind of figure out and put together. Like this is like a 1,000-piece puzzle that we're trying to put together on a daily basis, as you kind of assemble these pieces. So I really encourage you guys, like push yourself, learn as much as possible about this market as you can in this downtime. Like we know life-changing money is coming, but man, it can't happen fast enough. Bitfinex says they're coming out with the Bitfinex energy drink coming soon. I think that's a pretty cool logo. Green candles. Breaking news, Trump stated he's going to use XRP as blockchain currency to transfer the $1,200. The prophecy of XRP is finally here.
Yeah.
Leave I want to hear your best April Fools. It could be crypto related or not. Ton of money. Alert indicated that the movement is connected to an internal transfer from the crypto.
Anyway, this guy's really good. Check him out every day, even if you don't end up paying for his Patreon, which is only like $50 a month, and it's awesome. It's a really good group of people, a lot of good information. You will learn. You will learn to trade if you want to. As much effort as you put into the group, you'll get back. There's a lot of people there, and he hits a lot of things on the head. And if you have a stressful week and you're not paying attention, you can just check him out and see what he's saying, and kind of go for the ride and check. Just worth it if you want to be around. I'm not saying you're guaranteed to make money, but if you want to be around a group of people that are all striving to do better, it's a great place to be. So Band is something you want to check out. Band has some big moves, and it comes in. So Band is something I may want to get into here. Just thinking they all had these weird run-ups and run-downs. Now they're consolidating. Now look at Band. I have it on this round. I made this round bottom here for Band, and you can see it's kind of still in it at the bottom. So rounded bottom, even after all the shenanigans. It's back to the trend line here, and good place to buy Band. I'm getting FOMO today for altcoins. It's weird. Like something's telling me it's altcoin time. May make a trade. My finger's itchy for a trade. Not sure exactly how we're gonna play it, but let's get back to the Gus funds. See what's happening. Amazon holding up $5, just holding steady. The Dow though now down 150 points. There we go. SPXU back up to 27.55. Don't make me wrong, SPXU. Don't make me wrong. Keep moving, baby. Keep moving. And yeah, I definitely think we're good. We're going to stay above 25, and then we're off to the races. So this is a trade you definitely wanted to make here in the pink, as I could say right there. See, now we're going to get the MACD cross. We're going to get a green candle, and we're going to have some nice movement. This is very good on the 4-hour, also on the daily. It's not even happened yet on the daily, and we still have hidden bullish divergence on the daily as well. So and if you don't know what hidden bullish divergence is, we have a swing low to a swing low, which is an uptrend. We have a swing low to a swing low, which is a downtrend. That is convergence. Convergence. They don't merge together. They go against each other, and that means that the bull run, this uptick, will continue. Getting it at 17 would have been a steal, and selling it at 43. And that would have only taken from February 20th to March 19th, 1 month, making like 200 and some odd %. So just looking at shorting the markets with SPXU is how you short the S&P. Just a good idea when the market is this volatile and there's movement going on. Silver came back up, kind of this little dip into 1379, but then got pushed back up to 1452. Big 2% gain for silver. I like to see gold holding above 1600 as well. Really, my buy zone, if you wanted to buy a bar of gold, was between 1450 and 1510. The fact that we got that low again, even after crushing these highs of 1704, is amazing. Now we're kind of in this falling wedge, which we could follow, and then the breakout of the falling wedge, which will happen, 68% chance at the time, will put us back up to 1656, 1657. I really think JNUG will start performing strong, contrary to the market. If we look at it on the daily, we did have this big pink area to buy in, and now we're getting a MACD cross. So I want to see how much this takes it up. I think we'll get back to $6, $7. So, yeah, it's just what I see happening for the market today. We got silver, HSIC, just something I've been looking at, in this BEX. No movement today. I guess I'm getting delayed reaction on this because it's in the Toronto Stock Exchange. But it's just something to watch out, put on your radar. Also, LAMR advertising and Outfront Media. Just two things that I'm looking at. There. Again, this isn't financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Yeah. If you like being entertained by my shenanigans. Kava, USDT, something I'm looking at. They're all just in this. But to me, these are bear flags. Like when I see a big pull and a pull up, doesn't that mean like this could just, Yeah, we have higher lows though. Like we're making new trend lines, but you take the length of the pole and you extend it to the flag. If we break out of these, I mean, they're going even lower, right? Back to 3 cents. 1 cent? Is that possible? Wow. Probably won't happen, though. That going back to 1 cent. So maybe they've bottomed, man. I don't know how to read this. This is not showing me, nice patterns that I'm used to seeing. A lot of fight going on here. Although this is very low for Kava. As you can see, it's up in the 89, 90, gone up to 134 before. If it even comes back to this trend line, which you can see has not much resistance at all. It's going back to 80, right? This is kind of big news too. Revolut brings Bitcoin to all 7 million of the users. With governments printing new money at will, Revolut has recognized Bitcoin as an alternative and expanded its crypto offering. Revolut rolls out crypto and gold offerings for all users. The decision comes amid global money printing. Crypto community complain that you don't possess the Bitcoin in Revolt's app. UK challenger bank Revolut has expanded its cryptocurrency offering to all users as an alternative to government-backed fiat currencies. As governments around the world push stimulus packages, including for printing of new money known as quantitative easing, Revolut argued that Bitcoin offers an alternative because it has a fixed supply. During a recent presentation, our head of crypto, Edward Cooper, reminded us that cryptocurrencies came about as an alternative to real money during the times of quantitative easing and currency devaluation following the 2018 financial crisis. Given the recent economic upset, we are starting to set quantitative easing and currency devaluation happening right now. We're starting to see it. Definitely. We had planned to make this official later this year, but in line of recent events, we decided to give all Revolut customers the opportunity to explore different ways of diversifying, including through crypto right now. All Revolut standard users will now be able to use the service to buy and sell Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which they can keep in the app. It'll make its gold feature available to standard users in April too. Also, I want to see that there's the gold standard XAUG. It's like US Tether peg to gold. Really interesting. Tether Gold XAUT launches meets growing demand. Tether's gold-backed stablecoin. This is something I really wanted to check out. Something I would be really into. Tether's gold-backed stablecoin XAUT now available for futures trading on Bitfinex. The crypto derivatives exchange FTX has announced the listing of Tether Gold, whereas Bitfinex, the Tether's company's sister exchange, rolls out XAUT futures trading. FTX users are now enabled for XAU against the US dollar trading. Aside from the XAUT USD pair they can use, they will also be able to buy and sell perpetual or quarterly expiring TETH Gold future contracts starting today. Bitfinex users will be able to trade futures contracts on XAUT against Tether, the US dollar pegged stablecoin. Pretty interesting. Tether Gold, though, something you want to look at. Got Tether Gold out there. ICX hitting the top of its trend line, could begin to explode. We'll see. So they're all on this massive flag that they went down on that March 12th day. What a day that was, man. Boom. Just complete collapse of these alts. Tomo chain, something we want to look at. Kind of double bottoming, curving, got a rounded bottom here too, which is very bullish, right? Almost like an extreme double bottom, if you can see. This was its low, despite that real low pounding. Tomo chain, just something you want to look at. Interesting. Will I make a trade today? I may. I'm getting itchy. Feeling like a trade is coming for me. Not sure exactly how or why, but I feel like a trade is coming. There's Bear USDT. Yeah. France makes big moves toward digital euro. Bitcoin price soars following $300 million Tether increase. It's a big point too. Bitcoin price soars following $300 million Tether increase. The price of Bitcoin has just gained 4.9% in the last day to climb back to 6,653. The cryptocurrency has now recouped all the losses seen in late March and is up 0.3% in the last week. Bitcoin's growth today following another massive increase in the amount of available Tether supply. According to Whale Alert, 60 million of USD Tether was printed in the last day. This comes after 2 recent bursts of new supply. On March 30th, 120 million of USD was minted, following on another 120 million on March 26th. In total, 300 million USDT was created in the last week. More Tether is minted in response to new demand for the stablecoin. Currently, each $1 coin is backed by 74% in holdings, according to the filings in the New York Attorney General's lawsuit against Tether, while some of the holdings are invested in other assets like fractional reserve bank. Ugh. Kind of scares me. Decrypt has previously reported on the correlation between Bitcoin's price and the new Tether entering circulation. A report by Digital Assets Data found that smaller prints had a larger impact on the market than bigger ones. What we are basically showing is that Tether printing events have a real impact on the subsequent market action, but in a way we didn't expect. Tether is not the only one minting new US dollars, albeit in stablecoin form. The Federal Reserve has been creating new money at the rate of $1 million per second. According to its balance sheet, experts argue this is good for Bitcoin. $1 million per second, folks, in the repo markets. It's getting scary out there. Really, really scary out there. If you don't see the writing on the wall by now, I don't think you ever will. The Dow just struggling today. Struggling for gains. The jobless claims report is ominous, but there's a better early warning indicator for stock investors. Huh? Yeah, just send out an article that doesn't exist. There you go. Interesting. Boom. But yeah, the Dow really needed to hold this 21.8. When we broke through, I had a little bit of hope, but now we're going to come back down to test 20,000. Then we'll test 19, then 18, and then the real collapse will occur. We're going to see really low prices in all these stocks. So the bargains haven't come yet, folks, in my opinion. But thank you guys so much for watching. Anything you want me to go over, let me know right now. I'll wait some grace period time in case you want to go over a stock or talk about something. Let me know. Let's get back to Crypto Lifer. Nano on my radar. Bitcoin Cash on my radar. I mean, everything had these. Oh, what a run up it had, though, huh? 190 all the way to 496. From December 24th to February. Nice little 2-month run up. Yeah, I'm just wary of these coins. IOTA. Vibe. Rep. Something to look at. Engine coin. We will see. Just WRX just keeps moving. TCT. All having these big spikes. Kind of a double bottom there, if you can see that too. Something to look at. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video, and I'll be back tomorrow.